What's happening, peeps? We got ourselves a Deadpool 3 update from Ryan Reynolds popped up in our notification bells from the Cosmic Wonder headline with Deadpool and other MCU movies. Let's see what this update is all about.
What's up, everybody? It's Warren. Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel and MCU. And today we have some Deadpool 3 news. We haven't had any in a while now, but since the movie Free Guy starring Ryan Reynolds is coming out, he's been doing a lot of interviews, and a lot of people have been asking him about Deadpool 3, which works out for us because it gives us answers, including who might be directing it and when we might be able to expect the actual release of Deadpool 3. So if you want to stay up to date on Deadpool 3 and the MCU, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the videos. So to start off with the great news, Ryan Reynolds and the Molyneux sisters have been working on Deadpool 3 pretty much every day for a while now. It is officially in pre-development, it has been for a bit, but Ryan Reynolds reiterates this in an interview with Collider. When talking about developing Deadpool 3, he says, "It's something that is just a daily process. Writing is kind of like that. You've gotta allot time to do it and walk away. And I'm working with the Molyneux on it. It's been great. They're incredibly talented and so smart. They so understand that world and know how to zig when everyone's expecting a zag. So it's been a lot of fun." Now, since they've been working on it for a bit, of course they had to ask them, when can Deadpool 3 expect to start filming? Collider asked what the percentage is that Deadpool 3 starts filming in 2022, and Ryan Reynolds said this: "The percentage chance, I don't know. I couldn't assign a percentage to that. I'd say it's 50-50 maybe. We're really actively developing it and getting it into pretty good shape." What the hell month is it? August? Oh, next year? Probably pretty dang good. I'd say 70%.
Nice.
So, Ryan Reynolds himself says that there's a 70% chance, a pretty dang good chance in his words, that Deadpool 3 starts to film in 2022, which is great news because if that happens, that means we're getting Deadpool 3 in probably 2023.
That's really great news. And I imagine the development process on this one's going to be very different because Deadpool 1 took a long time to get off the ground. With Deadpool 2, it sounded like they gave him a lot more creative liberties of what they wanted to do, and they were kind of like, no, that first one was a hit, we got to get this one out there. And this one's going to have a little bit of different workaround, I imagine, because now we got him in the MCU, now we got Kevin Feige involved. So after they get this script done, then there's probably going to have to be tweaks and rewrites. I'd be very surprised if they were like, no, they just let us do the script that we wanted to do, and that was the end of it. Because now I imagine that there's going to be a lot more producer input on what they can or cannot do, even though it will be rated R. I imagine it's not going to be exactly the same process here.
Hey, not as raunchy and off the deep end, but yeah, and also too, I mean, this will give them time to ramp back up the sort of Deadpool promotion cycle. Deadpool, with ever Ryan Reynolds is around, is always sort of evident, but I feel like, you know, we've actually gotten some distance from Deadpool 2, so now it's time to start building that hype back up.
Let's go!
In fact, even if they began to film Deadpool 3 in early of 2023, we could still get the movie in 2023, which is great because that would mean we're only about 2 years away, let's say, give or take. And at this rate, worst case scenario, it films in 2023 and we get it early 2024, which is still not that long to wait. And it's not that long to wait because of this reason right here. Deadpool can still appear in the MCU before his own solo film. In fact, Ryan Reynolds did a pretty good teaser for the Free Guy, stating that Deadpool is actually now in the MCU, kind of making a joke about how to get into it.
Any tips on getting into the MCU there, Korg?
Have a dream, chase it, lose that dream, just sabotage all sorts of happiness in pursuit of that dream, climb up to the peaks of that mountain, and when you get to the top, land at the bottom and realize you're never gonna achieve that dream, and at that point, check your emails. Maybe you'll get something from your agent saying, Marvel wants to talk.
Yeah, I prefer dark.
And Ryan Reynolds is definitely open to doing that. In fact, in an interview with comicbook.com's Brandon Davis, Ryan Reynolds stated that he really actually would like to appear in other MCU films. When asked if he would join another MCU film or go straight to Deadpool 3, Ryan said, "I think both are pretty warranted. You always have to zig when everybody is expecting you to zag when it comes to that character. So I think as long as Disney is open to me having some divergent uses of the character of Deadpool, then I'm all for it.
I think it would be really cool if he was like Thor Love and Thunder for a moment or pops up in Multiverse of Madness. Any of these like multiverse films, Spider-Man No Way Home does not seem likely to me. Multiverse of Madness, I'm sure they could find a way to make it work for even a split second. How exciting would that be?
Well, in a way, that might lend legitimacy to how Deadpool exists within the universe, too, because now we have so much more sort of craziness for him to pierce through and to exist between.
I feel like most people would be really excited about that, but I know that there'd be a pretty good chunk of the audience that'd be like, he would steal too much of the spotlight or be too much of the conversation if he makes any cameo whatsoever. That's fair. But I'm down for it. I don't care. I want him in anything.
I think it's great. So just because Deadpool might not be coming for another 2 to 3 years doesn't mean that we won't see him before then in the actual MCU, especially since the multiverse is a thing now. I'd actually really love for Deadpool to pop up and make a joke about the multiverse, how he's from the Fox universe. Even just a quick 5-second cameo I think would be hilarious. Now, last but not least, it looks like Deadpool 3 could have found its director already, and it comes in the form of the director from Ryan Reynolds' movie, Free Guy. Now, I will say, I've seen Free Guy.
That would be awesome.
Not bad.
I would love that. Sean Levy?
I definitely like the movie. There are actually many superhero Easter eggs all throughout the movie, and some fun cameos. And the director is Sean Levy. And during the interviews, Sean Levy was asked if he is interested in working with Marvel, and the rumors are that he is going to direct Deadpool 3, and he was asked if there is any truth to those rumors. In which he literally said, quote, "I'm going to mostly skirt that question, which might be an answer."
Not the werewolf.
The dude basically said, hey, I'm gonna avoid this question, which is basically me telling you my answer, yes. I mean, he just worked with Ryan Reynolds on Free Guy. It's basically a Deadpool type of movie. The humor is pretty on par with it, not so many crude jokes, but still. It's not official yet, but it looks like Deadpool 3 has found their director in Sean Levy.
If you guys watch Free Guy, I think you would be very much excited at the prospect of him. Like, as much as Warren is correlating, drawing a parallel here between the type of film that Deadpool is and Free Guy, I think they're very different ultimately. Beyond just one being PG-13 and one being rated R, I still think they're very different films. And I feel like, though, with Sean Levy's capabilities and what we've seen him do in the past, he would be a great director, a wonderful addition to the director pool of Deadpool. Undoubtedly. Yeah. I'd be very much excited at the prospect of that, especially after Free Guy.
So a lot happening for Deadpool 3. It's well underway, in development right now, and Ryan Reynolds feels like it's a pretty dang good possibility that it's going to start filming next year, which hopefully means we only have a couple of years to wait for it. So let me know your thoughts on this awesome Deadpool 3 news in the comments down below, and if you're interested in Free Guy, I recently interviewed Pokimane and Ninja, who are both in the movie, and are two of the biggest gamers of all time. You can find that link in the description or up above. Don't forget to like the video, and for live updates, you can always follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.
That was a very exciting update. There was a lot in there to unpack. Very excited about it. Guys, who would you want to direct Deadpool 3? Leave your thoughts down below. Subscribe to Cosmic Wonder if you haven't done so already. You can subscribe to us. Hit that like button. Last but not least,
Deontay W. Tongue Punch Fartbox. If there was a world within the MCU that was made for you, I think this is the one. Deadpool. I would love to see you become his new companion or something like that. A more likable version of Russell from the last movie, you know. Plus, you could finally strut out your signature Fartbox move and have it personified like a cartoon with all sorts of crazy CGI. But the thing is, they would also imbue you with a whole lot of heart. So, you know, even though you're a bit of a rascal, we would come to love you by the end of the movie. Who knows, maybe even spin you off into your own franchise, Disney Plus series, you know, a one-shot. Deontay, I just want this for you so badly. So, hey, appreciate your pledge, and, you know, keep at that tongue punch fart box magic that you have. Keep tongue punching fart boxes, because you know Deadpool's into that too, so you guys could probably hook up.